undrafted sports fans, it's time to talk about the NBA. Splash! All right, so...
butter cheese.
All right, so I want to start it off real quick. Who is your MVP right now in the league? This is maybe one of the best years for the NBA for this race. I mean, I cannot even tell you who I think's in the lead. I think there's a four-way tie, to be honest. But if I do pick one, I'm going with Nikola Jokic. I'm going for Nikola Jokic. That guy is a monster. He is their entire offense. They're either first or second in the West. His defense is improving. I don't know what you do with him. I have no clue what you do with him. So I think right now he's MVP.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think that Jokic is the MVP right now. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I feel like that's because he's not clippable.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any of those things that people like to see that post up on that you see on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. He doesn't have like those like 360 dunks, those high flying dunks, those step back threes, crazy handles, but he does have everything. Yeah. He could shoot really well, mid range and 3-pointer really well.
Post game.
He has everything. I mean, obviously as a post game he's over
7
feet
tall.
but that's what people like know he has. Like some people don't know he has a really nice shot, and that he is a very good facilitator. And
he's the best facilitator in the league.
And because he drives in, he's 7 foot something. 2 or 3 guys need to crash on him, and then he'll give you a sweep behind the back. Pass.
No look, yeah.
And that doesn't even get clipped. He's just not a very marketable or clippable player.
He's not a mixtape type of player, but
he is a lot better than he gets credit for. I mean, he's back-to-back MVP, and he should go back-to-back MVP.
3 in a row.
He is the most valuable player for his team.
I want to say, how do we all feel about Luka Doncic? MVP.
That's what I was going to say.
Dallas Mavericks obviously not doing the best in the standings, but at the end of the day, that guy put up a 60-point triple-double.
60-point triple-double.
Willing his team to victory every night.
Yo, that's nuts.
That's 60
crazy.
Points.
So,
and a triple-double. Oh my God.
I agree with that too.
You saw that shot
it's not Jokic, I think it's
Luka,
yeah.
All right.
So, I agree with that.
So, before the season started, I actually put a bet down Nikola Jokic MVP, but I'm going to tail my my betting pick there.
Didn't you put Nuggets to win the championship this year too?
Yeah, and I did that too. But, on another note, I think Luka Doncic does win MVP. He's going to pull out by the end of the year, just outnumber, outstat, out everything of Jokic. Like, how are you not taking Luka to win the MVP? I get Jokic is probably playing maybe a little bit better all around, but dude, Luka is Luka, bro. He's
that guy.
He's that guy.
I agree.
And he is a dog.
I think that Jokic should win MVP. I think that Luka will, because Luka is the guy that people like to watch. He is that clippable guy.
Yeah.
He will get the votes. He's it's just
and
it's so 50-50 that it's like
then you might as well go with the clippable guy.
You might as well go with the clippable guy. Yeah, like so many people have Luka jerseys rather over Jokic jerseys. You know what I mean?
That's kind of. I mean, Doncic's favorite in that, but I mean, to go off that, I mean, I think that winning back-to-back MVPs is going to be pretty hard.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be very
especially,
cool.
Voters fatigue.
Especially because NBA votes have shown in the past that even if a person has won it the year before or 2 years before, that people just get sick of voting for them. So even there's been so many times where LeBron should have been MVP one year, but they were just tired of giving MVP to LeBron every year, so they just gave it to a Harden. You know what I mean? Just because he had a step out year, and even though LeBron was still statistically better, he won it the past year or two. You know what I mean?
I want to say one thing. How are we feeling about Joel Embiid? Brings it on both sides of the floor. Sixers look great. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think Embiid is a great player too.
Yeah,
I love Embiid. I love Embiid because Embiid is a 7-foot guy who could do everything too.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the way Embiid moves, man.
Gets to the free throw line, unprecedented.
And I actually really like Embiid's how bad he wants to just win.
Mhm.
Because a lot of these guys care about money, care about how they look.
Points per game.
This man will cry on grown television after his team loses.
Mhm.
Like he wants it, and he's emotional about it, and he's good. And like, have you ever seen the things about like where he live? Like he still lives in an apartment,
Yeah,
and
he's
like
very
doesn't
humble.
spend any money, and like doesn't like you don't see him flashy. He just wants to play basketball. He wants to be good at basketball, and he wants to win. I love that in a player.
I
Yeah.
like that mentality a lot.
I think dark horse out of all of this, Ja Morant.
Yes.
Grizzlies, I think, are the favorite to get into, at least to win the West. I don't know about the finals. Grizzlies look unstoppable. That guy has moon boots on. He jumps like there's no gravity here. You know, he's that different breed. He's Derrick Rose, no injury. You know, so
Yeah.
I think he's a great pick as well. That's why I'm saying 4-way tie. I'm
Ja
right
is
now.
the one player that I don't agree with. Those,
Really?
if any of those three won MVP, I would be satisfied with that. If Ja wins it, I feel like that's a little undeserving. Just because he is the most hyped up player in the league.
the opposite of Jokic, huge highlight player.
Yeah,
You know, everything he
because
does
he's
is a highlight.
capable. You see so much Ja
Mhm.
stuff all over the place. And because of that, I think Ja is a very good player. I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he is a little bit overrated.
I
Because
do
of
wanna
that.
say, though,
because
he
he is
does-
so clippable, and because he does such crazy good things, I think he's a little overrated as a whole. You know what I mean? Because he does the crazy things. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's definitely a top 5 player in the NBA this year, but I think he is a little bit overrated. I don't think he's quite that caliber as those 3 guys.
Well, I don't know if you heard the report, but he actually got X-rays the other day, and it proved he has that dog in him. He is an absolute beast on the court, man. He brings it. He talks trash to everybody. He doesn't care who you are.
And one of those highlight dunks that gives the team momentum.
Yeah, that is very
You're
It's a
true.
game changer.
And
You're right. And
that's
that's,
how
one,
he scores.
and that's one of those things that doesn't pop up on the stat sheet, right? So
Yeah, momentum. I want to say this will be the last person we talk about. Best team in the East, Boston Celtics forward Jason Tatum. MVP this year.
Yeah, dude, Jason Tatum. How are
He's
you
at least in the
forgetting
race.
about
He's definitely not out of the race.
Tatum is good. He just drops those. He drops a dud game once in a while.
Yeah,
he
very
has
true.
way too many dud games to be considered at least those 3 or 4 guys'
Mhm.
levels.
Yeah.
I want to say 2 things. Curry, I think, would be on here without injury. I think if he turns up, I think he definitely could. And I think Kevin Durant would be leading this talk right now if he did not get injured. I think Kevin Durant was playing at an MVP level easily.
Agreed. I like how you said the dark horse about Ja Morant, but my dark horse, Donovan Mitchell.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
like
very,
that.
very hot take, very super dark horse.
I mean,
but
that's,
if he keeps
that's why it's
playing,
called a dark horse.
Yeah.
but like he is, oh my god, like I feel like he's just not getting talked about.
Didn't he have
now.
like a 70-something?
Yeah,
point
I
game?
think it was 71, 72,
71?
yeah.
That's insane.
That's
crazy.
nuts.
Like I just think he can.
And they
No,
needed
yeah.
all 72 also. They went into overtime that game. Like, he was just, that was
Yeah,
crazy,
he was
man.
out missing,
I'm
bro.
hoping they won.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Oh,
Imagine
thank
dropping
goodness they
70
won.
some
And
points.
losing. Well, that's what happened with Devin Booker, like a couple years ago. He
Yeah.
dropped 70 against the Celtics, but they lost. So, who
Wow,
cares?
dude.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Start, bench, cut.
My
All right.
favorite.
Yeah, I think this is a lot of people's favorite. We'll start it off. We'll go in order. We'll go to Robbie. We'll go to Adam, me, back to Kyle. Let's start it off. I said this one last night. We got some mixed reviews. Luka, Ja, Zion.
I think you said it in the correct order.
Okay, I respect that. So you're saying Ja over Zion, 100%.
It's close, but yeah, I go Ja. I like the flashiness.
Hey
the,
man, you can't go wrong with him. I
like the intangibles that Ja brings.
love it too.
So, this is so hard. I mean, obviously you gotta start Luka, obviously, and then the way I think of the bench more like, I like Zion a little more just because I feel like Luka likes to go with that pick and roll style, likes to throw it up and get that oop. I mean,
Yeah.
Ja can do that, but Zion's a much bigger body. Much bigger body. He's going to be a little bit more physical, set those screens, come around, Luka will throw it up to him, and he's going to slam it down. I mean, Ja can obviously do the same, but I think Zion's is a little more physical, and that's what Luka wants a little bit more than someone that's flashy, because Luka is flashy.
So I want to say individually.
So you're saying that like who you're gonna pair up with Luka?
Yeah, which I think
okay.
that changes up the
Interesting.
answer though, because
Okay.
I haven't thought about it like that.
with that I think Zion's a clear lock. I would even think maybe Ja and Zion might be a crazy duo, just throwing lobs back and forth to each other. Like seriously, they're both floating in the air, just boop 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 bang. Like, all right, next one.
Oh, yeah,
This
just
is
don't get
bearing injury. This is
Oh,
like
man.
barring injury. We got Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, all healthy. That was obviously because
Who was the second guy, Ja?
no, it was Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant.
All right, let me go first because you skipped me last question.
Oh,
Start bench cut. AD, Giannis, and KD. I'm going start KD, bench Giannis, cut AD.
I love that.
Love that.
have to start Kevin Durant. I think there's no question about
I
that.
mean, yeah, that's.
That's
I was more choked up whether starting KD or Giannis than I was about.
Oh, you're saying no AD at all?
I knew
No.
out of those three, I knew AD was out of there. I was choked up about who I was going to start, Giannis or KD.
I'm just saying, Anthony Davis this season, when he was healthy, he had that stretch of like 6
Healthy
games.
AD.
He's putting up 40 points a game. He's the main defensive player on that Lakers team, and they were winning. For the first time, the only time this season, really. I think he's getting underrated. Obviously, the injuries hurt with that. But when healthy, he's a top 5 player. Or I should say he's a
I'm
top
going to
5.
give him a top 5 player.
Top 15.
But you got to
Yeah,
think
give
about
him
both
top
sides of the
15
ball.
Easy.
Yeah.
Both
but
sides of the ball,
definitely
though.
not top
He's
5.
He's always a top 5 defender in the league. He can guard 1 through 5, and he's a great shot blocker. What else?
Sure.
Not a lot of other people can say that. I'll say maybe Mobley, Evan Mobley on the Cavaliers. He's kind of like that build. He can do a little bit of everything. So, but yeah.
I think it's so easy to cut AD because, for me personally, do you guys remember, before the season started, they were he was like, yeah, I haven't shot a basketball in, since last season.
Yeah.
I forgot
Bro,
about that.
you got to think, dude. AD got signed that all that money to go to the Lakers. Dude, he hasn't had a healthy season. He doesn't want to go there to win. He hasn't proved anything to the Lakers, bro. Ever since he left the Pelicans, what has he done?
Get hurt.
He won a championship.
Okay. Oh yeah, the bubble.
They
year.
won a championship bubble year, and then he caught championship hangover.
Yeah.
And then really hasn't had that drive or given it
Yeah.
since then.
That's why I feel like it's so favorable to cut him.
And that's why you could tell the type of players that want to win and that don't really care that much.
Yeah.
AD got his ring. I don't think he cares anymore.
Yeah.
So he was on the Pelicans. He wanted to go to a better team after the Pelicans, which he did. He went to the Lakers, got his ring with the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
and then signed to a super crazy contract that he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's done everything. He has the ring he wanted. He has the money he wanted. His career in his head, and he's played like it, and he has showed us that this is how he thinks, is done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's all he wanted, and
Plus the
he
injuries
showed
didn't
that's all he
help.
wanted.
The injuries definitely did not help.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one last one. We're going to go with Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, and Jaylen Brown. Who would you start bench cut? I'll go first. I think you start Donovan Mitchell, bench Kyrie, cut Jaylen Brown, honestly. Kyrie, I understand he's crazy, the earth's flat, all stuff like that, but he's still that guy. He's still that guy, man. He's still that guy. So I don't think you can take that away from him. Donovan Mitchell this season just looks like a superstar. I think not having Gobert with him, he looks insane, man. The Cavs look insane.
Yeah.
Nothing against Jaylen Brown. I just think the other two are just proving them they're just different.
Agreed.
I agree.
Agreed.
I would start Donovan Mitchell. I would bench Kyrie, and I would cut Jaylen Brown out of those three. Any other year, I'm starting Kyrie, and I'm benching D-Mitch. But this year, Mitchell is just playing on a different level. Kyrie isn't playing like in his prime really, and I'm cutting Jaylen Brown because I feel like those two are just on a total different pedestal than him.
Okay. I have a question. If I were to switch in Jaylen Brown, switch him out for Jimmy Butler, would this change the conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Out of that, who's your start bench cut?
Okay. This season,
This season.
I'm all right. Then I'm starting Mitchell. I'm benching Butler, and I'm cutting Kyrie.
Okay.
That's
Same with
exactly,
you?
That's exactly what I would have said.
That's so hard.
It is hard.
That's very hard.
And I agree, Jaylen Brown's just not on the same.
Okay.
He's
okay.
right there, but
I think he's a little underrated personally, but okay.
He is underrated, but he's not so underrated that he's actually on like Donovan Mitchell and
Yeah.
Kyrie level.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think this changes nothing. I think Jimmy Butler is still worse than Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie Irving. You can't make up for what Kyrie does on offense. Not a single guy can guard him in the league.
Yeah.
Not a single
That's
guy.
fair. I do
Second
think Jimmy
guy.
Butler is a tad overrated.
Yeah, but like then you're talking about intangibles with John Morant. Same stuff, dude. He brings that dog energy.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's one of those dudes who cares about his money a lot too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even in the bubble, dude. Like you're literally a multi-millionaire. This dude's charging his teammates like $5 a cup of coffee when they come into his room. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought we were gonna talk about Rachel Nichols. You got a little freaky with her.
did it?
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's
that
a dog.
was Jimmy.
That was Jimmy. Then you got the long
With
braids.
or
man. He
without
just
the
went-
dreads?
without the dreads.
Hey man, all I gotta say is, be what it be, bro.
Be what it be. Alright. Do we want to do one trivia or we want to wrap it up?
Nah, I think we're all set. Right?
I think we're all
I
set.
think we're all
Alright.
set.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Be good.